Hello YouTube, this is a video on how to add a LemonSqueezy overlay checkout or a redirect checkout to your React app, your web app. Should be not that hard, quite easy. I think their documentation could be improved upon a little bit for the noobs that are still learning like me, with like more examples or something. But nowadays with ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using, you should be able to figure it out quite easily. The main part that you have to know how it works is the flow of data and the calls that you have to make, and we are going to explain it right now. So I am currently working on a little micro SaaS to generate YouTube descriptions and titles and transcriptions. Here it is like an MVP working. It generates everything, and it's based on credits. You have transcription credits and generation credits, and the customer should be able to get a subscription to uh, buy credits every month. And right now we have a button over here. We need to create a card or something that's a little bit styled better. But yeah, you click the button and then you can subscribe. If you enter like the test data 424242424242 and whatever, it works. Let's enter it right here, and then you fill in here to test something in the future. And here 123, random name, and I am from the Netherlands, so I'm gonna click that right here. I'm gonna pay. You can pay over here. It's 8.88 in dollars, and converted to euros, it's 10 euros. Well, there we go. The order is processed, and it will send you to like a invoice page, whatever. You can go back to the web app again, and then the transcription credits and generation credits have been added. This is all handled in the Firebase database. But yeah, let's show right now how it works. Let's get the right coding project in here. First, of course, you need the button in your front end, in your React app. And right now I've called it transcription button. I put it in a separate file. You can put it in your components or under services or whatever. Um, yes, and what this does is basically styling for a button. You can style it however you like, and the onClick is a function that sends a API call to your backend. I'm using Firebase Cloud Functions um, because I know how they work. You can use whatever cloud function, Netlify or Vercel, I think they have them too, or Cloudflare. They are, I think, free even, or if you have your own hosted backend, you can use it as well. This is an API call to your backend to generate a checkout based on the data that is in the button or that you click in the front end. You might have multiple types of subscriptions, like the beginner, pro, and business, and whatever, and they are at a different price, but also give you different amounts of credits or whatever your micro SaaS or product is working on. You can also do it with a one-time purchase, and then you send the variant ID of the product that you made in LemonSqueezy dashboard under store and then products. You create a product, and then if you have variants, you add the variants over here, and you add that button for the variant ID in the API call to your backend to generate a checkout. You can find that in the documentation, and be sure to ask whatever AI you're using to implement it. And then here in my Cloud Functions, I have the function describes, and that takes in the data, which is basically the variant ID. And here it makes a post request to LemonSqueezy with these inputs to generate the checkout, and then we send that back to the React frontend, and we get the response from the front end. Let's see, where are we? We should be in the subscription button. Yeah, here we get the result, await, create checkout, and then the checkout URL is at result.data.data.attributes.url. And then we basically open that URL with the LemonSqueezy method, and you can enable that by adding it in the use effect window.create LemonSqueezy, or what you should do, which is the easiest, in your public folder in your React app, go to index and then add this script tag, and that will enable you to use the LemonSqueezy methods in your React app. So then we go back. So we click the button, sends the call to our backend, it creates the checkout, and it sends to the front end the checkout URL, and the front end opens the checkout URL, and then it opens the overlay right here. And then how you handle the actual subscription event is you gotta go to your LemonSqueezy dashboard and then go to, where is it, settings, and then webhooks, and you gotta configure a webhook based on your backend. So in your backend, you also create a webhook function. For me, it's a Firebase Cloud Function again, and it's called, let's see, what is it called? LemonSqueezy webhook. Yes, so when I create this function to handle like subscription paid and subscription updated, or payment success, whatever, when LemonSqueezy gets those events from a customer base, LemonSqueezy makes that into an event, and it sends a call to your webhook URL with the event name. And then here you listen to those calls with your webhook, your Firebase Cloud Function, or whatever cloud function you're using. And then dependent on the event, you do a certain logic. So for me, I have logic for subscription created, and if this happens, I know the customer has paid, so I have to add the customer in the database with a certain credits, and I can also log the payment into their billing history inside the Firestore database, whatever database you're using. So here you can see generation credits. We use Firestore and add 5,000 generation credits, and transcription credits we add 50. Subscription ID we added to their database as well. And also for payment success, here you can see we add under users, then the user ID, then we have created a collection called billing history, and we add the payment ID, amount, and the date, so they have a full history of their payments, whatever they paid. And also when a month has passed and the subscription renews, in LemonSqueezy that fires an event called subscription updated, and that also sends an event to our webhook, our cloud function. And here we can see how we handle that. We updated, subscription status is updated. If it is active, then we again give them for the new month new credits to their account. And that's basically how it works. So you need a button in your front end, make a call to LemonSqueezy to create a checkout URL, send the checkout URL back, open it, and then go to the payment process, and then send let LemonSqueezy send a call, an event to your Cloud Function webhook, and that's basically how you handle the whole payment, how it works with LemonSqueezy. Really easy. They have everything provided. Check out their docs. Amazing company. They make everything really just easy for indie hackers and small learning developers. I've tried Stripe as well. Firebase has some integrated functionality with those, with Stripe, which made it easy as well. But if you're learning it, still might be complicated. The first time I had a little bit of a hard time to figure out how it works. It took some hours, but if you've done it once, you know the order of things and what you need, and then it becomes easy. And then you can do LemonSqueezy or Stripe or whatever payment provider. They basically, I think they work all kind of in the same way. But yeah, then you have actual functioning micro SaaS. You can get customers and get paid. So I hope you have a great day. You make a lot of money and you had some value in this video. Have a good day, and I hope to see you in the future. Goodbye.